And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We're picking up. So hit subscribe, watch, comment, keep the comments coming, and share with friends because the stupidity doesn't stop. And you know, it's funny because right now I'm at Yale University, I'm speaking, and the craziest thing, they're all geniuses here. And yet, here I am amongst geniuses listening to stupidity. Meanwhile, last night, Trump gave a speech at the commencement ceremony of the University of Alabama. Now, graduation speakers, they're usually supposed to inspire the graduating class with, certain remarks about how they become successful. Trump's speech? No. It sounded more like a rally, using the stage to continue to spread his lies and to talk about all the various different lies that keep getting spread to the American people. Meanwhile, Trump speaks about how the 2020 election was rigged. Imagine you're talking to students, University of Alabama, at graduation, and you want to talk about your problems, your issues, the big lie. Play the clip.
But against all odds, I did great in 2016. 2016, how great was that? And then I did much better in 2020. Sorry, the election was rigged. But it was a rigged election. And then in 2024, I made it too big to rig. I said, we got to do this again. And we made it too big to rig.
Yeah. How about bullshit? Okay. Meanwhile, he goes and he starts rambling. Could you imagine these poor kids having to sit there? They're not smiling because they like the topic. They're smiling because they're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Meanwhile, he goes and he's rambling about how tariff is a beautiful word. Yeah, play that clip.
Because they want to avoid the tariffs. We want to get here fast. And I said, a number of times, tariff is the most beautiful word in the world. And I got absolutely decimated by the fake news. They said, what about love? What about your wife? What about your parents? What about religion and God?
Yeah. Again, I wish to God that there was like a bubble over these kids' heads as I said, that he's talking about tariffs, the things that are going to affect them because they are the consumers of tomorrow. And if that wasn't weird enough, he did this weird enactment of what I think, I'm not 100% certain, but what I think is weightlifting. No, serious, play the clip.
And she's going to do it. Mom, I love you. I'm going to do it for you, Mom. And she goes, and she lifts, and she gets it. And, Mom, I'm going to do it, Mom. Can't do it.
Yeah. So just imagine you're a student there at your graduation. Your family's all sitting in the auditorium, and this billionaire idiot is sitting there making stupid, strange noises. Probably, I know what I'd be thinking, probably the same as you. If this is what happens to people when you become a billionaire, keep me poor. Meanwhile, maybe, just maybe, the most egregious comment that he made was bringing up Harvard at a different school's graduation. Play the clip.
Graduates of the Alabama class of 2025 standing here before you in this magnificent arena, it is clear to see the next chapter of the American story will not be written by the Harvard Crimson. It will be written by you, the Crimson Tide. That's true. That's true. That's true. I thought that was rather clever. If you look at what's going on, they get their $5 billion a year. That is not going to be so forthcoming. Now, wasn't that a clever one, though? Huh? Who would think of that? Because this...
He then goes on and he speaks about how the last 4 years, of course, under the Biden administration, were bad for our country. Play that clip.
The last 4 years were not good for our country, but don't let that scare you. It was an aberration. We're run by people who truly, at that time, 4 years, we were run by people that didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue. I'm trying to be nice when I say it that way.
It's truly amazing. In fact, I'm not even sure why they're laughing, because under the Biden administration, many of them who have student debt would have been relieved. But don't worry, because this is the first graduating class of Trump's golden age. Play that clip.
That you're the first graduating class of the golden age of America. We're in the golden age. You watch. This is the golden age. This is the golden age. We've done things that nobody thought possible. 100 days yesterday, 100 days, and we've done things that nobody thought even possible.
Let me tell you something. They're clapping for something that hasn't happened yet. It's only happened in Donald Trump's mind. He goes on and he speaks about being ripped off across the world. Play that clip.
You didn't have a clue. I'm trying to be nice when I say it that way. They allowed our beautiful USA to be laughed at, scorned, and taken advantage of by everybody. We were ripped off on trade by nations all over the world, both friend and foe, and oftentimes the friend was far worse on trade than the foe. But those days are over. You're at the start of something very, very big. You're going to see that very soon. Now, exactly.
Yeah, sure. He then goes on to talk really bad. He talks ill of his tech bros, except for, of course, his protection of Elon. Play that clip.
You have to have the right vision. If you look at some of these internet people, I know so many of them. Elon is so terrific, but I know now all of them, they all hated me in my first term, and now they're kissing my ass, Do you know? It's true. All of them. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Meanwhile, Trump then goes on to claim that investments in the United States are up. It's amazing. It's one lie after another to a graduating class at the University of Alabama, and they're eating it up. Play that clip.
It was just announced that in the first quarter, investments in the United States are up 22%, that we're leading the whole world in investment. Everybody's pouring into our country with big dollars. And it's all about November 5th, the November 5th election, and tariffs and incentives that we've given that are going to make this country so much richer. We have $36 trillion in debt. That's going to start to come off. It's going to come off rapidly, but...
Yeah. Wait. Let us not forget. Somebody go ahead, put into your Google Calendar, do it on 6 months, do it on a year, do it on 18 months, then 24 months. See how rapidly Trump's tariff plan is going to start to reduce our debt. Meanwhile, you know what it's going to reduce? The money that you have in your pocket. He then goes on and, of course, complains about judges. Of course he does. Interfering where they shouldn't, because he doesn't like the result. Play that clip.
But they have to let us do the job that the voters want us to do. Judges are interfering, supposedly based on due process, but how can you give due process to people who came into our country illegally? They want to give them due process. I don't know.
Look, let me be very clear about something. I actually wrote this in my Substack, and I think it's extremely important because you've heard me say it before. Shit, I've screamed it from every mountaintop that I could climb. Trump doesn't want to be president. He wants to be king, and not in some symbolic tea-sipping Buckingham Palace kind of way. No, Trump wants robes, decrees, loyalty oaths, and unchecked ability to decide who stays, who goes, and who gets the full weight of the state dropped on their head. He's not interested in serving the American people. He wants to rule them. I mean, it's truly, truly amazing. My Substack hits exactly on this topic. I mean, then, of course, he goes on to talk about what every kid there at the school is concerned about: the price of eggs and gasoline. Play that clip.
Energy is down. Look at your cost of energy, way down. Groceries are down. Even eggs are down. Remember I came in, remember I was here a week and they started screaming at me, the fake news, egg prices have doubled. I said, I just got here. I've been here for 4 days. I said, tell me about egg prices. They've doubled. Well, they didn't double under me. I just got there. And we did a great job. We brought down the cost of eggs. In fact, they said you won't have eggs for Easter. They wanted to we have a big Easter egg hunt at the White House. You saw it just take place. And they thought we should order thousands of plastic eggs. Plastic. I said, no, we'll do it. And we straightened out the egg situation very quickly. Our great Secretary of Agriculture did a fantastic job. And we had so many eggs, we didn't know what the hell to do with them. And prices of eggs have gone down 87% since I took office. That's something, right?
That would be something if, in fact, it was true. You know, you hear me yelling again from the mountaintops about Trump's determination to destroy our tripartite system of government. He yelled it. He yelled it from the campaign trail all the way to the University of Alabama's graduation. He has made it clear the Constitution, with its quaint checks and balances, it's just in his way. Because his dream scenario is tear up the separation of powers, consolidate authority under the executive branch, his branch, and leave Congress and the judiciary in the dust. Meanwhile, while he's there at the University of Alabama, the college party life must have made Trump a little reminiscent, as this last clip that I want to show you is of Trump speaking about parties that he used to attend. Play that clip.
And he was at a party on Fifth Avenue, I'll never forget. And it was a party of a very, very powerful man who was having the party in a magnificent apartment overlooking the park. And I walked in and there were 50 or so people. I recognized most of them, all the biggest business people in the world, actually. Very glamorous. I was doing well. I was young and I was doing well. And I was invited to parties like that. And I looked in the corner and there was Mr. William Levitt sitting all by himself on a chair looking.
Again, these kids are probably scratching their head and saying, holy shit, crazy Uncle Joe is now standing before us. Literally spewing horseshit and nonsense that has nothing to do with us or this graduation. My friends, it's why I constantly say, subscribe, watch, comment, keep the comments coming, and share this community. There's only one way, as I talk about in my Substack, there is only one way for us to turn this around. And you can't sit on your hands. You can't expect somebody else to do it alone. Together, united, we win. Divided, separated, we lose. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.